members, office bearers of this wonderful association, postgraduate students, my dear friends, namaste and good morning. Let me begin by saying how happy I was to be able to hear Dr. ASICON and see Dr. ASICON. He is among the doyens of surgeons and has been a friend, a philosopher and a guide to Apollo when I just started working, so I was very happy to be able to witness that. Let me also begin by congratulating all of you for the tremendous work that you do. Your commitment to medicine, to patient care, to teaching, learning and research is the foundation and the bedrock of the development of science and better care for patients. I know it from a personal level. I requested this early slot because my husband just had surgery last evening. So he's just had his dressing, and even before doctor finished the dressing to check it out, I said I need to leave. But I told him I'd be back very soon. But I just want to say that whatever you may have done in your life, whatever you may have achieved, when you go into an operation theatre and you're lying there under the light, knowing that you're going to be, off to sleep, and a group of people are going to be doing whatever they can or want to or need to your body, it's a very humbling moment. It's a very different kind of a thought process. And the most important aspect of that is that you have the trust and the faith in the doctor to put yourself in his hands or her hands. And it is that trust and that faith which is the bedrock of all development of medicine, that the patient trusts and believes in you. And from a culture in India of Vaidyo Narayana Hari, which we've heard, to the current culture where there is more litigation, more mistrust, more conversations around all kinds of reasons for referral, different thought processes happening. I will begin with really an appeal to doctors to please, as we evolve and develop, maintain that faith and trust, because that is really the essence of good medicine. I want to move on to say that on behalf of Apollo Hospitals, it's been a pleasure to really partner with all of you in this foundational and this very significant and thank you, Dr. Sridhar called it a historic conference. There will be a huge number of surgical workshops and demonstrations. And I think the fact that you are using it and doing this so easily and effortlessly is a reflection of the current day. Don't think even for a second about ordering something online, whether it's their meal or their clothes or their shoes, about banking, about various aspects of the evolution of the online world. And it is for us to combine that online with the physical and create this new era of medicine. So whether we're looking at telemedicine, robotic surgery, tele-mentored surgery, artificial intelligence in the use of healthcare, each one of these are evolving at a tremendous pace. I believe that the future is moving much faster than we ever thought it would. COVID was one accelerator of this transformation. But also one of the big accelerators is truly the need of the people. Because surgery in all its forms plays an indispensable role in the betterment of human lives. And I must also state that it's not just a profession. It is a calling. It is something that comes from within that says, I want to dedicate my life to making somebody's life better. So with that thought process, on the stage of this evolution or change, I would just like to reiterate, number one, that Apollo Hospitals will do whatever we can to partner. We will do whatever we can to institute the best of medical practice and ethics and bring that within the reach of people. I still remember the day that Chairman ordered 5 robots. He said not one. I've been watching this science and this technology. This is moving at a tremendous pace. And so why give it to one location or one institution or one doctor? So 5 robots and a tie-up to train 97 of our doctors on robotic internationally. Today, most of our doctors are mentors for robotic surgery and doing this at a tremendous pace. So the 3 pillars of medicine, which is deep and clinical practice, teaching, so that you learn and you continuously share this knowledge, and research, which is the bedrock of bringing ethical professional medicine into day-to-day life. All of us are hearing, last 5 years, why do you want to do knee surgery? Come into a PRP.
Introduce in next year, so that few people will be selected and will be sent to senior surgeons for mentorship for 1 or 2 days. And this year we are starting our beloved surgeon Venugopal sir oration. This year we are starting the next after inaugural function. There will be Venugopal oration. The first time we are going to start this time. And thank you very much for attending this event, and it's going to be a mega event today and tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be a workshop and you all will enjoy. Wish you all good luck and thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
That how we have evolved not only as a human being but as a leader in the surgical fraternity as well as a good professor. And this was that time when ASI was going through a turmoil way back in 2015-16. It was again Telangana State Chapter and University of Telangana who stood very solidly, rock solid for that change or revolution. And I am really indebted. So many meetings happening with the help of CRK, Lakshman is not just visible, Lakshman Sastri, Suresh and Hari, Madhusekhar. So many meetings, EC meetings happening at Hyderabad and chalking out the future. And that was phenomenal. And I express my gratitude for all that support, which even my state, Uttar Pradesh, was unable to do that time. That is why I call it as my another state chapter. Coming to the point, Madam Reddy has left, that as a National Board Vice President, I see that this National Board has got the largest partnership with Apollo Group, and I wanted to thank actually Dr. Sangeeta about that, because we are having around 700 postgraduates every year with this Apollo Group as a national board. So this Apollo Group is playing a very key role in postgraduate medical education. And as far as national board is concerned, we are not only doing the right from entrance to exit exams, to accreditation, to curriculum setting, to doing various things to produce good, safe specialists for the country, but also we are looking forward towards the aspects which have not been covered by our own Medical Council of India or NMC. For that, for example, now the National Board is going to establish, already the process to establish e-library for not only for each and every postgraduates, but also for the faculty members. That is one thing. Another thing is there is some e-lectures which are being offered by the experts based on the curriculum for the postgraduate students, and they are in all broad specialties. Regularly they are being done on web-based e-lectures. Then there is another, I would say, a mega project which is being now coming in the recent years, and I hope to complete it within a year. That is National Clinical Skills and Simulation Lab at Delhi, which will cover not only the various technical skills training and skilling, but also non-technical part also. And the work is going on very, very aggressively on that. So all these things are being done. And apart from that, as Vice President of National Board in surgery, I am committed because I have been working amongst the general surgeons for last 2 decades aggressively, and I want to see that every general surgeon should be empowered. And there was a question why lesser surgeons are joining and lesser postgraduates are joining surgery. So we must look into it and we must empower and make general surgery a very attractive and lucrative branch, which I feel as a practicing surgeon for last 40 years, it is mother of all, and it is very rewarding, very satisfying. And National Board has started quite a few fellowships, 2-year fellowship program, as Madam Sangeeta was telling, that one postgraduate in surgery, either MS or DNB in surgery, can choose 2-year fellowship program in the subject or the specialty of his or her choice. Could be minimal access surgery, could be bariatric surgery, could be colorectal surgery, which we have recently launched. And also now we have got leaders in surgical field like those people who can really contribute for the surgery and education, like Dr. Praveen Suryavanshi over here and Govindraj again in Trichy. And I have learned and seen how they have made use of endoscopic surgery for the general surgeons. And that is the future, and I can commit that with the help of these regents who have been into the surgical endoscopy for a year. The FNB program of 2 years in surgical endoscopy, diagnostic, therapeutic, covering all. Because surgeons are natural endoscopists. Surgeons know how to deal with the problems of endoscopic surgery complications. So, if surgeons are empowered, now largely the endoscopy is being done by physician colleagues. We don't mind anybody is doing, but why not surgeons are doing this job, which should be done, and we can empower more and more surgeons to take up endoscopic surgery and work on that. So all these things the National Board is taking care of, and we will take care of each one of you. If you have any issue with the National Board, whether it is accreditation or other one, if it fits within the limits, we are very liberal to include you as faculty, as examiner, as institution to teach and train. With these words, thank you very much for listening to me and inviting you once again. I wish this ASICON all the best. Thank you.
The chief guest of today's inaugural function, Mrs. Sangeeta Reddy, guest of honor, Dr. Shivakant Mishra, sir, past president ASI. Past President ASI, Dr. Suresh Chandra Hari and Dr. P. Raghuram, Treasurer ASI, Dr. Bawarlal Yadav, the Chairman Telangana State Chapter, Dr. Prashant, Secretary, Dr. Umakant, Treasurer, Dr. P. Praveen, Joint Secretary, Dr. Shanti Vardini, Organizing Chairman of the conference and our own EC member, Dr. Sridhar, Organizing Secretary, Faiz Hussain, Treasurer, Dr. Rohit Fadnis, Dean, Apollo Medical College, Dr. Rekha Arcot, and EC members from Telangana State Chapter, Dr. Mandala Ilai, P. Venkateshwar and Jagdishwar Kaur. Our past President Treasurer ASI and our good friend Dr. C.R.K. Prasad and the entire organizing team of Telangana State Chapter. All of us we are all enjoying this wonderfully organized annual conference and scientific deliberations of high standards since morning. Any annual state conference is like an annual pilgrimage for all of us, and we don't afford to miss it because of it spreads the bond of love, camaraderie and knowledge. Looking at the jam-packed program, the venue, the top-notch faculties and the delegate strength for this event, it only reflects the efforts taken by the entire organizing team for the last few months. The Telangana State Chapter, which was established in August 2014, with this conference is celebrating 9 eventful years. It is a very successful years due to the hardships taken by the leadership of Telangana State Chapter. Today, I feel deeply honored and privileged to stand before you as a Secretary ASI in such a land which has given 3 presidents to ASI, out of which the only chapter which has given father and son Leo as ASI presidents, late Honorary Dr. Chalapati Rao and Padma Shri awardee Dr. B. Raghuram OB, in the year 1994 and 2020 respectively, which has happened first time in the history of ASI. Past President ASI from Secunderabad, Dr. Suresh Chandra Hari also belongs to the dynasty of presidents from this chapter. Best year in our whole generation, but because of the rock-solid determination, sacrifice and the pragmatism of then President Dr. P. Raghuram, ably supported by our advisor to EC Dr. Shivakant Mishra sir, and our enthusiastic, dynamic Director Academic Council Dr. Santosh Jan Abraham, our President ASI Dr. Sanjay Kumar Jain, who was Secretary then, they have turned that tragedy into a triumph. The ASI academics and ASICON went on as smoothly as the regular years with stupendous success in terms of registrations and revenue. A big salute to all of them for their vision and hardship. Here we also salute the people who are the backbones of the state chapter administration as well as of this event. On behalf of ASI headquarters and the principal office bearers and the entire EC, I request Honorable the guest of honor Dr. Shivakant Mishra sir to kindly do the honor of felicitating them. President Telangana State Chapter Dr. Prashant Gunde.
Very good afternoon. Our chief guest has just now left, Madam Sangeeta Reddy, and we have heard how meticulously she talked about our profession and our future, as well as our commitment, how it should be. President of the Tamil Nadu State Chapter, Dr. Prashant Gunde, Secretary Dr. Umakant Gaur, the organizing chairman Dr. Sridhar, my friend Dr. Fazil Sen, organizing secretary, Dr. Rajneesh Reddy, chair scientific, very eminent and the past presidents of the Association of Surgeons of India from Telangana, my friend Dr. Suresh Chandra Hari, our friend Dr. Raghuram. Then we have got on the dais the honorary treasurer and honorary secretary Dr. Pratap Singh Varute, Dr. Bhavarlal Yadav. Also, all distinguished faculty members, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here and I again offer my gratitude for inviting me to this 9th annual conference of Telangana State Chapter, which I call it as my own home state. Why I call it as my home state? Because it was Telangana State Chapter, or I would say erstwhile Andhra Pradesh Chapter, when Andhra and Telangana were joined. That actually gave me not only recognition, the president that time Dr. Suresh Chandhari, my good old friend, who made me honorary secretary of the Association of Surgeons of India way back in 2014. And since then, we have shared a bondage and camaraderie with Dr. C.R.K. Prasad, Sridhar, and all my good friends, I would say.
Artery and cystic duct going into the gallbladder, and this is called as critical dissected callus triangle, where we only cystic artery and cystic duct going into the gallbladder. So in cases where there is inflamed callus triangle, especially in acute cholecystitis or impacted stone in the neck, we see that this funnel usually formed by only cystic duct. We misinterpret this this tunnel is usually formed by cystic duct, but in cases with inflamed callus triangle, we misinterpret. We are around 1 centimeter from the gallbladder, in the gallbladder bed, from the gallbladder. So in intrahepatic gallbladder, they can get closer, and there is high possibility that we injure these tributaries which mess up with the surgery, creating bleed. These things should be kept in mind in intrahepatic gallbladder. And reverse circus. A brief note on reverse circus is a constant feature, more constant feature seen in 80% of the cases. When present, it is supposed to be a good landmark, and the dictum is that any biliary, any structure that is inferior